Have you ever wondered if the 1950s were really the golden era everyone raves about, or if there's more lurking beneath that polished chrome surface? Picture a time when a house set you back just $7,400, and life moved at a pace that felt human, full of backyard adventures and neighborly chats. But hold on, because we're about to uncover 100 forgotten slices of that decade. From the charming quirks to the eyebrow-raising edges that kept things far from perfect. Stick around, and you might just see why this era still haunts our dreams. Back then, scraping together a living didn't mean drowning in debt. That average salary of $3,200. It bought you a solid home with a yard big enough for barbecues, and you still had cash left for a family road trip. Gas at 29 cents a gallon meant filling up your Chevy Bel Air for under $5. And some attendant would even wipe your windshield while chatting about the weather. Houses came with real wood floors, no tiny apartments in sight, and folks actually owned their slice of the American dream without a second mortgage. But that affordability hid some cracks. Wages stretched because expectations were low, and not everyone got an equal shot at that pie. And what came next would flip the script on how we traveled forever. Road trips weren't the smooth interstate hauls we know today. Eisenhower signed the highway system into law in 1956, but before that, you navigated with folded paper maps, spare tires rattling in the trunk, and a prayer for no breakdowns in the sticks. Families piled into station wagons, kids bouncing in the back without seatbelts, windows cranked down, and sandwiches passed from a cooler up front. It was raw freedom, dust kicking up on two-lane roads. But breakdowns meant hours stranded, hoping a friendly trucker pulled over. Trust me, that sense of adventure beats any GPS detour. Yet, as cars got flashier, something electric was brewing in living rooms across the nation. Television wasn't the endless stream it is now, it was an event. The first color sets hit shelves in 1954, but at $1,000 a pop. Most stuck with black and white screens the size of a dinner plate. No remotes meant kids dashed up to twist the dial, and when a neighbor scored a color model, the whole block crammed in to watch. Antennas sprouted on roofs like metal weeds, families tweaking them for a clear "I love Lucy" signal. TV dinners, born in 1953, let you eat right from a foil tray: roast beef, peas, and mashed potatoes, all for 98 cents. It felt futuristic, no dishes piling up. But while screens lit up homes, a hip-shaking sensation was about to rattle the airwaves. Elvis Presley dropped "That's All Right" in 1954, and teenagers lost their minds. His moves? Scandalous to parents. Electric to kids' hips, swiveling like nothing on radio before. Rock and roll exploded with Chuck Berry and Little Richard cranking guitars that made preachers sweat. Drive-in theaters boomed, cars parked under stars for double features, speakers hooked to windows, popcorn from the snack bar, if you were lucky. American Bandstand hit in 1957, teens twisting in poodle skirts while parents eyed it suspiciously. Hula hoops flew off shelves in 1958, 25 million sold in months. Driveways spinning with contests. And toys. Mr. Potato Head debuted in 1952. First advertised on TV, kids stuck parts into real spuds at first. But that fun masked a tighter-knit world where doors stayed open. Trust ran deep in the 1950s. No deadbolts, clicking every night. Folks left doors unlocked, keys under car visors, and if a neighbor knocked, you brewed coffee instead of peeking through a peephole. Sunday dinners gathered extended families for roast beef and that wobbly Jell-O mold nobody loved but everyone scooped. Neighborhoods buzzed with kids on bikes, no helmets, just scabby knees from falls and iodine slaps from mom. Red radio flyer wagons hauled everything from groceries to siblings, flipping into forts on rainy days. Barbershops hummed with clippers and stories. $2 a cut from the same guy forever. Soda fountains spun stools for cherry cokes, and ice cream trucks sent kids sprinting with nickels. It was connection without screens. Yet, beneath that warmth, shadows loomed that not everyone talks about. The 1950s weren't all sunshine. Dark currents swirled under the surface. Polio gripped families in fear. Kids barred from pools during outbreaks until Jonas Salk's vaccine in 1955 let the nation exhale. The Korean War dragged on from 1950 to 1953, 1.7 million Americans serving in freezing trenches. But veterans came home silent, scars unspoken like ghosts. Rumors swirl today that the era's conformity crushed spirits, with McCarthyism hunting Reds in Hollywood, blacklisting artists over whispers of disloyalty. Racial divides cut deep. Segregation ruled the South, Jim Crow laws barring equal access, though Brown v. Board in 1954 sparked change amid backlash. Reports claim homophobia forced lives into hiding and gender roles boxed women into kitchens, ambitions simmering unspoken. Speculation abounds that this pressure fueled the wild 1960s rebellion, and health, it had its own twisted tales. Dr. House calls were the norm if fever struck. He'd arrive with a black bag, thermometer, and reassurance that eased worries before pills even kicked in. No gyms needed. Chores built muscle, push mowing lawns, hanging laundry, chopping wood. But cigarette ads blanketed everything, even doctors' offices, claiming they aided digestion. Wild now, but back then, bosses puffed at desks without a second thought. Air conditioning, rare, so summers meant fans worry, lemonade on porches, and basement naps when heat peaked. Food came fresh from nearby farms. Number 20 brands cluttering shelves, just simple, organic by default. Yet, whispers persist that tobacco giants knew the risks early, burying studies while hooking a generation. As kids roamed free, their world at school held its own forgotten charms. School days built more than book-smart. Shop classes taught welding, woodwork, engines, so grads could fix mowers or build tables. Desks still had inkwells. Pencils poked through during boring lessons, imagining quill days. Lunches, meatloaf, peas, mashed potatoes from a stern lunch lady who'd bench press flour sacks. No pizza pockets, just real food eaten without gripes. Church-anchored Sundays, families dressing up for services, handshakes after, then home for roast chicken. Encyclopedias lined shelves, salesmen peddling sets on installments for homework. Hunts no quick searches, just flipping pages. Halloween meant homemade costumes, sheet ghosts, cardboard robots, pillowcases bulging with candy. No parents hovering. It fostered grit and creativity. So, as we wrap this journey through the 1950s, from cheap gas and unlocked doors to rock and roll shakes and hidden fears, the decade packed a punch of nostalgia and nuance. We've rediscovered affordable dreams, tech sparks, entertainment thrills, tight communities, shadowy struggles, health quirks, and youthful freedoms. But here's the twist that lingers. Was it truly simpler, or did those polished surfaces hide cracks we're still mending today? Rumors and debates rage on about whether that era's boom masked inequalities that echo now. Drop your thoughts below. What 1950s gem or secret surprises you most? Hit like if this took you back, and subscribe for more dives into history's hidden layers. You won't believe what we uncover next.